Hello, friends. Ostara here, back at it again. With Shadowbringers just a few months away now, I thought it would be a good time to maybe start doing a few new story recaps, probably, of 4.0, since that'll be like the relevant content. And then I realized Crystal Tower was going to be relevant, and I was like, damn, maybe I should finish that Crystal Tower video I started 2 years ago now. So that's what we're going to do today. If you haven't actually played Crystal Tower yet, though, I would recommend checking it out for yourself. The story is great, and the queue times are short, so there's really nothing stopping you right now. But I'm not here to tell you what to do, so live your truth. And with that, let's just jump into it. The questline starts with us hanging around Revenant's Toll, where we're recruited by a man there to come learn the wisdom of the ancients, as he puts it. With him, we make our way to St. Conach's Find in order to learn more, and introduce ourselves to Rambros, the supervisor of the site. There we find the team, including our old friend Sid, getting ready to make a trip into the Crystal Tower, a remnant of the ancient Allagans that had been unearthed during the 7th Umbral Calamity. After the incident with the Ultima weapon, Sid thought it would be wise to look into other things left behind by the Allagans. Apparently, the entrance to the tower is guarded by elemental defenses, which will have to be taken care of before anyone can enter. Sid thinks that using crystals of the same elements might be able to disable them, though, and we're asked to go find these crystals. After running all over Eorzea trying to find them, we then have to hunt down a variety of ether sand to polish them with. Along the way, we run into Biggs and Wedge, and eventually they come along with us back to St. Conach's Find. Still with 2 varieties of ether sand left to find, though, our search leads us to Earth's Gift in the Shroud, looking for the ore to make some of the sand from. While there, we're taunted by an unseen person, telling us they had already collected the water-aspected ore, and they challenge us to a race to see who can collect some wind-aspected ether sand, which is in the possession of the XIV first. We win the race, and we can hear the voice again, which tells us they'll give us a prize for winning the race: the water-aspected ether sand. Heading back to St. Conach's Find again, this time with everything we need, we get to find out who it was speaking to us, a rather eccentric Mikote named Graha. He apparently had been working with the Suns the whole time. He gives our little team a new name, Noah, partially chosen because it can stand for Nominated Observers of Artifacts Historical, but also because it's the name of a famed Allagan archmagus. Names aside, we're finally ready to deal with the elemental defenses and able to proceed. Though, for now, just us and some other adventurers will head in, leaving the rest of Noah behind in order to clear a path through whatever defenses might exist inside. And thus, we head into the maze at the base of the tower, the Labyrinth of the Ancients. After taking down some ancient Allagan creatures and defenses with 23 of our most trusted companions, we meet back up with Noah and come to a rather troubling conclusion. Not only has the Crystal Tower been unearthed, it's been reawoken. We're going to have to learn more about how it works, and explore more of the tower in the process. For now, we leave the researchers to look further into the tower's defenses while we continue on our adventures. Unbeknownst to us, though, we're not the only ones interested in the Crystal Tower. Nero Tolskeva has taken note of our efforts. Sometime later, we return to find Noah's efforts at a standstill, as it turns out there's a gate that has been blocking them from entering Circus Tower, the spire of the Crystal Tower. Just as we resign ourselves to more waiting, 2 individuals appear before us, introducing themselves as Doga and Une. Une makes note of Graha's right eye, saying that it's like theirs. All 3 of them have Allagan eyes, or in Graha's case, an Allagan eye, said to be a unique trait held by the Allagans. Une notes that those who have them are bound by fate to Allag. At Graha's behest, Doga and Une are accepted to join Noah, and we accompany them to the entrance of the tower. To everyone's surprise, Doga and Une are able to open the gate easily, but before they can explain, Nero arrives and does that for them. They're not students of Baldesion, as they had claimed, but instead clones of ancient Allagan royalty. Doga and Une confirm it themselves. They give us some more context as to their existence, explaining how, as the Allagan Empire fell into decline, a scientist named Aemon sought to resurrect the original founder of Allag, Emperor Zond, and give Allag a strong leader to rally under. Doga and Une were created during such experiments, copies of some of Zond's descendants. Eventually, Zand was in fact revived, and Alec was returned to its former glory, but with a price. It turned out he had a taste for world domination, and now had been given a second chance at it. Zand decided that he needed the power of darkness to achieve this, and converted the Crystal Tower from an energy source for the Empire into a research facility for studying the Void. The amount of power needed for his plans was greater than what the Crystal Tower could provide, though, and so Dalamund was launched into the sky, meant to gather the sun's energy and send it into the tower below. The surge of energy from Dalamund, though, accidentally triggered the fourth umbral calamity, which destroyed the Allagan Empire. Aemon, who was still working with Zand, cast a spell then that stopped time inside the tower. Everything and everyone in there was put to sleep, and then, when the tower was unearthed and reawoken, so were Zand and the other inhabitants. The Doga and Une in front of us were some such people, and had been searching for years for a way to stop Zand, finally coming to find Noah. With the explanation out of the way, it's decided that Noah's goals are to shift from studying the tower to sealing it away, so its secrets cannot be used to bring the realm to its knees. And thus, it's time for us to head back in, clearing the place of any and all threats, notably including Zand and Aemon. As everyone disperses to take on their own tasks, Graha learns something a bit more personal from the clones. That, to them, Allagan eyes are actually called royal eyes. With nothing else left to discuss for now, though, we make our way into Circus Tower. Fighting our way to the top of the tower and defeating Zand himself, the rest of Noah comes to meet us. Just as we're about to discuss how we want to deal with sealing off the tower, Doga and Une inform us that the top of the tower also serves as a gate to the Void, the world of darkness, as they call it. In order to use the power of the Void, Zand created this gate as a part of a covenant with the Void Set, which Doga and Une think they have the power to break. However, as they make their attempt, the portal is opened. Multiple other clones appear, and we're given a vision of Zand himself. As it turns out, his real plan was to throw open the gates, and allow a being known as the Cloud of Darkness to come into our world and reduce the realm to nothingness. As we come back to, we find the rest of our party striking down clones, just for more to appear. Even more, Graha is down for the count due to a pain in his right eye. While we're distracted, our Doga and Une are pulled through the portal, and Nero jumps in after them, wanting to use them to learn how to master the Void himself. Before the portal closes, we hear the voice of the Cloud of Darkness, stating that the Covenant shall be honored, and that they will be back to devour the light of our world. With the portal actually closed now, the remaining clones drop to the ground, leaving the remainder of our party in peace for the time being. For now, there isn't much to be done, but Graha and Sid insist on trying to save the three lost within the Void. Once again, we leave the researchers to their work, and eagerly await to hear word of a next step to be taken. We return after a time, only to find out that even with Zand gone, the tower is still amassing the energy needed to open the massive Void Gate, and if it's allowed to continue, could bring about the end of the world. If we can bring Doga and Une back, however, the Covenant should be able to be broken, and the Crystal Tower would once again be dormant. While we've been away, the Ironworks have been working on a machine capable of opening a small rift to the Void, allowing us and our party to enter. Heading back up to the throne room, Graha tells us the story of a group of people who once tried to stop the Emperor. Graha notes, though, that he can't remember where he learned all this. With no time to dwell on that, though, Sid opens the rift for us. It isn't perfect, though. It's unable to allow many people to pass through, and it won't be able to stay open forever. Sid elects to stay behind and keep it as stable as he can, while we and our party go to the world of darkness. Before we can go through the portal, though, Graha pulls us aside, telling us about how he feels like he's been remembering something ancient, but he doesn't quite know what it is. He feels like he has to see this through to the end personally, and requests to join our party. A request that we of course accept. As prepared as we can be, we make our way through the rift. We find Doga, Une, and Nero after defeating the Cloud of Darkness. However, Nero appears to be covered in a crystalline-looking substance. Doga and Une are unharmed, though, due to their Allagan blood and Zand's covenant. Just as we get a moment to breathe, though, the Cloud of Darkness returns, nearly invincible in the Void. Doga and Une state that she's weak, though, and that as she is now, they should be able to break the covenant. As they're saying this, the Cloud of Darkness attempts to send a beam at Graha, but it doesn't hurt him at all. As it turns out, Graha is of royal blood, which would allow him to control the tower and also seal it away. Because of his diluted blood, he wouldn't currently be recognized as Allagan by the tower, but Doga and Une changed that by transferring some of theirs to him. Now with everything in place, we sadly leave Doga and Une behind, leaving them to stop the cloud of darkness and annul the covenant. We return back to Eorzea as quickly as we can, with Nero in tow, to put an end to the threat of the tower. Also, Nero is fine now. The crystal went away when the covenant was broken. As we make our preparations to seal off the tower, we get word that Graha has been ordering everyone out of the tower, and we rush to meet him. He can finally reveal to us what's going on. That in wake of the fourth Umbral Calamity, the last remaining member of the Allagan royal family, Princess Selena, transferred her royal blood and memories to her advisor, Graha's ancestor. Graha intends for the tower to one day become a symbol of hope for all of Eorzea, just as his ancestors wanted. He plans to put the tower to sleep, wanting to lock it away until the day that the world reaches the technological heights of the Allagans, so that the tower would no longer be a threat. He asks us to go and create the future where both he and the tower will be able to wake up again. And so we say our goodbyes, and Graha locks the doors of the tower behind him, ready to wait however long he must to make the wish of those who came before him come true. And that is the end of the Crystal Tower storyline, at least for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.